Hey, what is up guys? It is Silver Sun here and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Dragon Ball Super episode 102. Alright, so basically this episode starts off with the warriors from Universe 2 pretty much getting into formation and getting ready to transform into like their true forms, but like the way they do is like this Sailor Moon-esque kind of transformation. Instead of like screaming and yelling, they're like not like really dancing, they're like posing and stuff like that, and like lots of like colors and stuff like that are like being flashed on screen and whatnot. Um, so pretty much they're getting ready to transform until 17 of all people pretty much goes in and like tries to shoot them down while they're transforming, which I thought was pretty funny. And then everybody was kind of like uh just like berating him for it and like just saying like, oh, you can't do that, while they're transforming or whatnot. That wasn't, like that wasn't called for and stuff like that. Even Topo jumped in. He was like, no, like what they were doing was for justice and all that other stuff. And then um, pretty much they had to go back and do their transformation again. But still, though, I could see what 17 was getting at with that and whatnot. I don't understand why they don't do that more often, to be honest. I mean, I get that they want to fight the opponents at their best and at their max power and whatnot, but still, though, like 17 had the right idea in my mind. Um, but pretty much they did like the little Sailor Moon esque transformation again. Like I don't know, like this is where it gets pretty obvious to where they reuse animation. Like it was very obvious here. Like they reuse like one of the shots at least 3 times, and then like the transformation itself like 2 times in this first like few minutes and stuff like that. That I mean, when it's something like that, like I wouldn't expect them to use like different, like to animate it any differently, because like it's pretty much the same thing, but like still though it gets kind of grating like after a while. Like the first time it was kind of cool, but like the second time it was just it just wasn't as special. But anyways, they pretty much transform into like their little like uh I don't know what you'd call it, like their little like team transformation, I guess. And so pretty much they're ready to fight at this point. And from there, it seems like Universe 2 is on the attack as pretty much they start like firing a whole bunch of like heart like shaped attacks, and it pretty much like goes around the whole arena, pretty much covering the whole arena in like this like pink mist like aroma. I'm not sure what it does, like um I'm not sure what it does, but like it doesn't really seem to be affecting Universe 7 or anyone, uh, in particular like that, much of the Warriors. Um, but pretty much while all that's going on, Gohan suggests that they like kind of split up a little bit, fight independently. Um, their little setup there. Meanwhile, uh, other warriors such as Jiren, it was pretty cool actually. Jiren like knocked one of the hearts away that was coming at him, and he was about to attack. I think her name was Br- Brianna. I'm not sure, or Br- I don't know. I know it started with a B. Um, but pretty much he was about to attack her, the one that was causing all this mainly. But before he could, Vegeta actually attacked her, and then from there, pretty much he gets into like a little scrap with her. Um, and then she pretty much like rolls around in like this pseudo like spin dash kind of move. She's about to like uh almost steamroll Vegeta, but like Vegeta's kind of like standing his ground. He's about to punch her like right as she's coming for him, but before he does, he pretty much just moves out of the way because it was so gross. Like her transformation and whatnot. He didn't really want to lay his fists on it. But pretty much from there, everybody's like fighting them off and like doing the best they can to defend themselves against these warriors from Universe 2. So they're pretty much on the attack, and one of the I don't know what you'd call them. I don't know. I guess I'll just call them love warriors, essentially, since that's like what they're uh kind of playing off of here is like that little teamwork aspect that they have and whatnot. and how connected they are. So pretty much, Goku's fighting one of the level warriors, and basically, um, she's like punching him like as fast as she can and whatnot, but Goku's like pretty much like blocking and dodging them and stuff, until like pretty much she's like punching so fast that she creates these ki blasts and she's pretty much launching them at Goku, uh, trying to hit him and whatnot. But before Goku could actually like punch one of the ki blasts to like knock it away, it pretty much um like it stops right in front of his fist and then it goes up and like hits him in the face. So Goku's obviously struggling there. But meanwhile, what ensued after was something like amazing, in my opinion. 17 came in like a G in this episode. I'm not sure where to begin. Pretty much, one of the warriors, one of the transformed warriors at least, uh, she pretty much transformed into like this like wild animal essentially. She has like these claws and stuff like that. And so pretty much she's like scratching and like biting and like using the arena to her advantage with it being all broken up and like stuff like that. And so pretty much she's like um jumping and leaping from all these different heights and like uh mountains and stuff like that. And pretty much she's like scratching and like hurting 17, but he's pretty much like dodging for the most part, like her attacks and whatnot, and trying to evade her. Uh, and so pretty much I believe she comes in for like the final attack, but before she can, he pretty much puts up his psycho barrier. I think that's what it's called, or android barrier. Basically puts up a barrier around him. Uh, and then pretty much she's like surprised by this, and then pretty much he kind of turns the tables on her, literally, because he like starts spinning her around and on the barrier that he formed, and then she like gets blasted off of it, and then while she's airborne, he pretty much like kicks her all the way out of bounds, out of the arena. But before she could actually fall, one of the winged warriors, the ones that like can fly and whatnot, like that are allowed to fly, pretty much coming. I think her name was Vika, Vico, something like that. Pretty much she flies in, she helps her uh get back in the arena, and so pretty much she like catapults her into 17, and then pretty much he gets knocked into one of the little like pillars and whatnot, so he's pretty much like uh down and out um at that point. And so pretty much they're kind of like celebrating, saying like, oh, we did it and whatnot, uh when obviously that wasn't the case, because pretty much 17 was just laying there. It really reminded me of One Punch Man, when like Saitama was fighting the giant, or when Boros blasted him to the moon. He kind of did like a similar like pose to that, with his like arms like stretched out, like kind of just laying there nonchalantly, like whatever basically. But pretty much, Android 18 comes in and she's like, "Oh, like you need some help. You're kind of getting pushed around and whatnot." And so pretty much he's just like, "No, I'm fine. I was just like daydreaming, about the animals and stuff like that." And so from there, he actually got serious, and he went in, and he pretty much like knocked the winged warrior out of bounds, like right into the stands, pretty much eliminating her right then and there. And then pretty much he goes for the other warrior, and then pretty much they're like duking it out. They're like fighting all across the arena and such, until pretty much he goes up onto the little like light, what would you call it, like the little like light post thingy, like that's floating around the arena. um Pretty much he shoots like a blast at her, and that pretty much like um like sidetracks her a little bit, like she can't see much and whatnot, pretty much distracting her. He goes up onto the light, and then pretty much from there he fires off this like huge like blast at her, like pretty much eliminating her right off of the arena. And then pretty much that was the end of them. He pretty much took out two of the warriors by himself, which I thought was pretty great and just epic, like just amazingness. Um, like I wanted to see 17 shine, and I feel like this was his shining moment here. at least one of them. But it seems like it may or may not last for too much longer. Cause actually I think I remember her name is Ribrianne. I think that's what her name is. The pink like love warrior basically. Um, she like steps up and she's like really angry. After what he did, interrupting their transformation and like defeating the two warriors and stuff like that from her universe. So pretty much she's stepping up to fight 17, and that's pretty much where the episode ends in that little cliffhanger. But all in all, I thought this episode was really good. Animation wise and whatnot, it was really good. Uh, 17 still, wrecking people and whatnot. Even after all this time, he's still got some fight and whatnot. He's a really powerful asset to this Universe 7 team. Now we really need to see actually fighting, like getting serious and whatnot. Similar to this is like Gohan, in my opinion. I want to see what he can do, especially after all the training and preparation he's been through and whatnot. But nevertheless, it was pretty cool to see 17, do his thing and like wreck some people in this episode. But tell me what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Did you think that some things could have been changed around? Did you think that this episode could have been better in any way, shape, or form? And yeah, that's pretty much it for this review, guys. And until the next one, Silver Sun is out.